Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and this is Voice of the Global South. We're back with a brand new edition of the show, the first of 2025. So here's wishing you all a very happy new year. All right then, let's get started. On the show this week, H-1B visa debate stirs up US politics. We tell you how and why. A young engineer's mysterious death puts a spotlight on the ethics of generative AI. And Boeing faces a crisis of confidence after a series of fatal airplane crashes in 2024. All that and much, much more coming up on Voice of the Global South. Ahead of Trump's inauguration, a debate on H-1B visa intensifies in the US. Is it snatching American jobs, or is it actually helping the US maintain its competitive edge by attracting the best talent in the world? Ragini Sudhir Chaure finds out.
As the clock struck midnight on 1st of January 2025, Donald Trump addressed the nation as the US welcomed the new year, not with fireworks, but with a bold defense of the H-1B visa program.
I didn't change my mind. I've always felt we have to have the most competent people in our country. We need competent people. We need smart people coming into our country. We need a lot of people coming in. We're going to have jobs like we've never had before.
For years, Trump criticized the H-1B system, calling it unfair to US workers. But on this night, he took a different tone and he reignited a fiery debate that has split his base. Elon Musk is in Trump's corner, as is Vivek Ramaswamy. In the opposite corner are Steve Bannon and Laura Loomer. Musk and Ramaswamy co-lead the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, which has been proposed by Trump to reduce wasteful expenditure by cutting the size of the US government. Bannon is a former Trump strategist, while Loomer is a far-right activist. They both are die-hard conservatives and MAGA torchbearers. Musk and Ramaswamy say the US needs top engineering talent to keep it ahead. They support the H-1B visa program. In sharp contrast, Bannon and Loomer have resisted expanding the H-1B program. They argue that skilled immigration undercuts US workers' interests.
Don't come up and go to the pulpit in your first week here and start lecturing people about the way things are going to be. If you're going to do that, we're going to rip your face off.
What caused further uproar was Musk's since deleted messages on X, where he endorsed a post bashing quote-unquote retarded American workers. That pretty much sums it up. Musk wrote on X on 26 December, "This was eye-opening." Musk was responding to a post in which an ex-user wrote, and I quote, "So basically the right split into two factions, tech right and right. And while all this was going on, we learned some people really don't like Indians," unquote. The fratricidal Dodge versus MAGA fight over H-1B visas comes on the back of Trump's promise to remove millions of illegal immigrants in what would be the largest deportation ever in the history of United States. And it threatens to take down with it even the legal migration route whereby the US brings in the best of the talent and brains from across the world to enrich its own economy. The H-1B visa program allows US employers to temporarily hire a certain number of foreign workers every year in specialty occupations, including the STEM disciplines. STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Up to 85,000 H-1B visas can be issued in a year. It includes 20,000 such visas for foreign students who have completed a master's degree at a US university. Indians are the biggest beneficiaries of the H-1B visas. An H-1B visa holder is allowed to live and work in the US initially for a period of 3 years, which can be extended for up to 6 years. In 2023, 474,000 H-1B visas were issued. That number dropped to 386,000 in 2023. Indian nationals accounted for maximum 72%. In comparison, Chinese nationals were at 12%. The DOGE versus MAGA over H-1B visas was triggered by the appointment of Sri Ramakrishnan as Trump's advisor on AI policy or artificial intelligence policy. Krishnan is an entrepreneur. He was born in India and became a US citizen in 2016. Training her guns on Krishnan, Luma wrote on X, I quote, "How will we control immigration in our country and promote America First innovation when Trump appointed this guy who wants to remove all restrictions on green card caps in the United States to that foreign students, which makes up to 78% of the employees in Silicon Valley, can come to the US and take jobs that should be given to American STEM students. This is very troubling," unquote. Luma's stand is dramatically opposite to Musk. Musk said on Platform X in 2023, and I quote, "We should greatly increase legal immigration of anyone who is hardworking, honest, and loves America. Every such person is an asset to the country," unquote. Incidentally, Musk himself is an immigrant who came to the United States on an H-1B visa from South Africa, where he was born. Musk companies such as Tesla relies heavily on H-1B workers, and does Google, Amazon, and Meta. But reforms could change the game, reduce backlogs, and benefit highly skilled workers while potentially sidelining mid-level talent. Leading the charge for reform is Vivek Ramaswamy, the co-lead of Trump's newly established Department of Government Efficiency. His goal? Overhaul a system he calls broken. Ramaswamy believes that the lottery system is outdated and the US needs a merit-based approach, one that brings in the best and brightest, not workers tied to luck or single employers. Ramaswamy's proposed changes could benefit highly skilled Indian professionals, especially those with advanced degrees and niche expertise.
India-US partnership, which is an expansive world, and both our countries have strong and growing economic and technological partnership. India-US economic ties benefit a lot from the technical expertise provided by skilled professionals.
Ramaswamy recently reposted a post by Elon Musk on Platform X, which reads, and I quote, "This is a helpful clarification. I'm referring to bringing in via legal immigration the top 0.1% of engineering talent, which is essential for America to keep winning," unquote. He likened it to bringing in the best players in the world to help your team, just like the NBA, where most players are US nationals, but top talent from around the world is brought in to keep winning. But not everyone is convinced. At a recent town hall, Ramaswamy faced tough questions from those who felt his reforms could alienate immigrant communities. An Indian-American student confronted Ramaswamy during the question and answer session. And during an event at the University of North Carolina on 2nd of November, a girl asked Ramaswamy a question.
So I have a genuine question for you. You were quoted saying that people who come to this country as family members are not the meritocratic citizens who should be accepted. I believe you achieved citizenship through your parental ties. Why would you have got the H-1B visa, which 70% of it is given to Indian people? I also believe that your company hired employees on this visa. So why are you turning your back on the Indian community, man?
The H-1B visa system is why the heck do we do it on the basis of a lottery when you could actually just select the very best people? So there's a lot that's broken about the administrative state, the bureaucracy. My general approach is when something's broken in government, you can't really fix it when it's lasted that long. You need to shut it down, start with a blank slate, and rebuild from scratch.
Adding fuel to the debate, US authorities are considering removing country quotas for H-1B visas. Doing so could benefit Indian professionals who make up a significant portion of the global talent pool. Indian workers dominate the H-1B visa landscape, accounting for a large portion of global applicants. The removal of caps could reduce the backlog for Indian applicants, streamline processing, and make green card transitions easier. But some critics argue that these changes could intensify competition, making it harder for mid-level professionals to secure jobs. Others caution that reforms must strike a balance between preventing misuse and maintaining opportunities for both local and skilled immigrant workers. Outgoing US President Joe Biden recently loosened H-1B restrictions, giving employers and workers more flexibility. But the Rasmussen poll shows that 60% of the US nationals believe the country already has enough skilled workers to fill these jobs. As Trump is all set to take office, the future of the H-1B program hangs in the balance. In his first term, the US government modified H-1B program by prohibiting foreign workers and safeguarding Americans seeking similar jobs. So what will he do after 20th of January? That's the big question. Will merit-based reforms level the playing field, or they will disrupt global talent pipelines? That's another big question. The future of H-1B visas offers both opportunity and challenges. Ragni Sudhir Chaure for DD India.
On 21st November, Suchit Balaji celebrates his birthday. He's found dead a few days later. Police calls it a suicide, but his parents cry murder, literally. Two parallel investigations are on into his death, one by the police in the US and another by a private investigator hired by his parents. Suchit Balaji was a 26-year-old engineer, a US national of Indian origin, with a promising career ahead of him. He worked with the best at OpenAI, the artificial intelligence research group best known for launching a chatbot called ChatGPT. In fact, he'd worked on developing WebGPT, the precursor to ChatGPT. Today, ChatGPT is credited with accelerating the AI boom. OpenAI is valued at $157 billion because of the success of ChatGPT. It's pushed Microsoft's valuation beyond $3 trillion. Now, Microsoft is a major investor and strategic partner of OpenAI. But OpenAI is not without controversy. More on that later. What makes Suchit Balaji's death controversial is that he quit OpenAI on a sour note just 3 months before his death. He accused OpenAI of plagiarism and copyright infringement. Now, simply put, OpenAI was allegedly stealing content available online, all for free, without paying any money to its rightful owner or without prior permission. Now, companies such as the New York Times have since dragged OpenAI to court for violating copyrights. On 23rd October, the NYT publishes an interview of Suchit Balaji. The article is headlined, "Former OpenAI researcher says the company broke copyright law." It quotes him as saying, "If you believe what I believe, you have to just leave." Suchit Balaji publishes a blog on his personal website the same day as the NYT interview comes out. It's titled, "When does generative AI qualify for fair use?" The second line of the blog reads, "The process of training a generative model involves making copies of copyrighted data." A month later, NYT's lawyer named Suchit Balaji in court documents as someone who might have quote-unquote unique and relevant documents to support their lawsuit against OpenAI. In a separate interview, Suchit Balaji tells the Associated Press news agency that he would try to testify in the copyright infringement cases. I should tell you here that unlike the NYT, the Associated Press entered into an arrangement with OpenAI in July 2023 to share access to a selection of its news content and technology. The AP interview quotes Suchit Balaji as saying, "It doesn't feel right to be training on people's data and then competing with them in the marketplace. I don't think you should be able to do that. I don't think you are able to do that legally." OpenAI is being accused of doing something similar to what Napster did to music 2 decades ago. Napster was created by a 19-year-old student as a free service that allowed users to share songs. Its popularity threatened the profits of the recording industry and artists, leading to lawsuits. Napster was sued out of existence, but its impact can be felt today in the music streaming industry. Or what Google was and still is doing to news. Google uses news published by others to generate ad revenue worth billions of dollars for itself. Media companies have been complaining for years now that Google does not pay them fair money in return for using their content. The New York Times is not alone. Hollywood star Scarlett Johansson's claim that ChatGPT used an imitation of a voice highlights the tensions over rapidly evolving AI technology. A report published by the Guardian newspaper about the actor's case says people feel like their choice and autonomy is being taken from them. The same report goes on to say the Johansson row highlights a collapse of trust in AI. I should add here that OpenAI has since removed the said voice that had an uncanny resemblance to Johansson's. So, here's the nub of the problem. OpenAI is again allegedly making money off newspapers such as the NYT by using articles published by them to make ChatGPT more intelligent and efficient. OpenAI trains its large language model using content it doesn't pay for. That includes articles from the NYT and other publications and books. If it's confusing, let me break it down for you. Machine learning and large language models are a type of AI. Now, machine learning is defined as the ability of a machine to mimic or imitate human behavior. A large language model or LLM uses machine learning to process and understand languages. LLMs are trained on large amounts of text data, such as books and articles, to learn how language works. LLMs can perform a variety of tasks, such as generating and translating text and answering questions. The allegation is that OpenAI scrapes or ingests millions of articles to make ChatGPT intelligent. ChatGPT then uses this information to produce text that not only rivals journalism companies such as NYT, but also mimics or spits out an article that readers would otherwise have to pay to read. The question is, does OpenAI make a copy of an already published article or generate an article inspired by it? OpenAI argues that the legal doctrine of fair use protects its training model, but concerns remain. Like Suchit Balaji, Elon Musk has reservations about AI. Musk tells the summit in October that AI could morph into something dangerous if it's not developed carefully. Musk, who cut his ties with OpenAI in 2018, is suing it for switching to a for-profit model. Remember, OpenAI was founded in 2015 as a not-for-profit research organization. Musk accuses OpenAI and Sam Altman of deceiving him by now opting for a for-profit structure. Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI and 2024 Nobel laureate, has come out in support of Elon Musk. Musk has weighed in on Suchit Balaji's death. This doesn't seem like a suicide, he writes on X. We'll leave you with a message posted by Suchit Balaji's mother on X. She says a private autopsy does not confirm the cause of death as stated by the police. She claims her son was killed and wants a proper investigation. "2024 was a tough year for Boeing. The company faces questions over the safety of its aircraft following a series of fatal plane crashes. U.S. government agency says what's needed is a fundamental cultural shift at Boeing that's oriented around safety and quality above profits. Ragini Sudhir Chaure has more.
2024 was etched in the annals of aviation for the wrong reasons. While air travel is considered to be one of the safest modes of transportation, the year gone by reminds us that sometimes, even in the skies, safety can be a fragile illusion. Two major tragedies in December shook the aviation world. A South Korea crash claimed 179 lives, making it one of the deadliest air disasters of 2024. 3 days prior to that crash, Azerbaijan Airlines faced its own nightmare, with 39 lives lost in a crash near Aktau in Kazakhstan. These disasters weren't isolated. They formed a part of a chilling tapestry of aviation mishaps in 2024. A widely used Boeing aircraft 737-800 was involved in crash landing of ill-fated Jeju air flight. Boeing began 2024 with an Alaska Airlines door coming off and ended with Jeju airplane crash. Mike Whitaker, the chief of U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, calls for a fundamental cultural shift. He said, Boeing is working to make progress executing its comprehensive plan in the areas of safety, quality improvement, and effective employee engagement and training. Whitaker said, this is not a one-year project. What's needed is a fundamental cultural shift at Boeing that's oriented around safety and quality above profits. That will require sustained effort and commitment from Boeing and unwavering scrutiny on our part. Not to forget, Boeing is the reason 2 U.S. astronauts remain on the International Space Station until March this year. Boeing's Starliner capsule, which is scheduled to undock and return to Earth, uncrewed and was sidelined by malfunctioning thrusters and leaking helium. From Scotland to Brazil, Papua New Guinea to Malawi, 2024 was punctuated by a series of crashes, each a stark reminder of the delicate balance that keeps us safely aloft. Adverse weather was a common thread in many of these incidents. The Azerbaijan Airlines crash, for instance, encountered dense fog, making an already difficult emergency descent nearly impossible. In Papua New Guinea, treacherous terrain and unpredictable weather continue to challenge pilots. Beyond the statistics are the human stories of shattered families and grieving communities. The loss of 179 passengers in South Korea's Jeju air tragedy, or the 17 injured on the ground in Gramado, Brazil, reminds us that the impact of these crashes go far beyond the passengers on board the ill-fated aircraft. Smaller aircraft like the one that crashed in Scotland are especially vulnerable. Without the advanced systems that are found in larger planes, these small aircraft face a higher risk during unexpected weather or a technical malfunction. Let's take a look at some of the devastating airplane crashes of 2024. On 28 December, a Jeju Air Boeing 737-800 crashed at the Ma Airport in South Korea. The disaster claimed the lives of 179 people, including 4 crew members. It remains one of the deadliest aviation disasters in South Korea's history. On 25 December, an Azerbaijan Airlines flight met with a tragic fate near Aktau, Kazakhstan. 39 of 68 people on board died. 29 miraculously survived. The incident left families and nations grieving during what should have been a festive season. On 23 December, a small aircraft crashed near the Fife Airport in Scotland. While the specifics of casualties remain unclear, the incident added to the string of heartbreaking losses in December. 22nd December, a private plane piloted by a Brazilian businessperson, Luiz Claudio Galeazzi, crashed in the town of Gramado in Brazil. 20th December, a Cessna plane flying from Porto Velho to Manaus in Brazil disappeared. The wreckage and the bodies of 2 people inside, that of the pilot and a passenger, were discovered in the Amazon rainforest on Christmas Day. 17th December, a Kamaka Air-operated Cessna 208B Grand Caravan crashed on takeoff from Honolulu Daniel K. International Airport in Hawaii. The same day, 17 December, a Bombardier BD-100 Challenger 300 aircraft crashed near the San Fernando Airport in Argentina. The pilots on board died when the aircraft missed the runway. Human error also loomed large in the year gone by. The crash in Argentina highlighted the importance of proper pilot training and decision-making. Authorities and airlines worldwide are doubling down on safety protocols, training programs are evolving, aircraft maintenance is under sharper scrutiny, and innovations such as AI-powered flight monitoring are paving the way for safer skies. As 2024 has painfully shown, no system is foolproof. Ragini Sudhir Chaure for DD India.